Hi everyone, Joe here, just giving you some tips on epoxy, casting epoxy, clear epoxy. As you can see, I have a little tabletop here, and this wood is strictly just a border to hold the epoxy from rolling over, so it's just a form. And I am about an hour and a half after the third pour, and just wanted to show you what happens. Okay, an hour and a half later, I knew I'd have, I could tell from the beginning that I was going to have an air bubble there. I have an air bubble in a few spots, and basically what this means is air seeping up the system. Seeping up to the surface, and it's making the epoxy have an air bubble. I've torched this multiple times, and it goes away and it comes back. So this means there's a little hole and something I have to deal with. So my intentions of just showing you is that what it looks like after a few hours. So after, not a few, a couple hours really. So after a couple hours, you're nearing the end. It's hardening up. It should look like a sheet of glass. Okay, and really, you shouldn't be touching it much. If you have a torch and you feel that it needs to be, an air bubble needs to be torched up, go ahead, try it. Stay back 12, 14 inches. Light it up. They'll disappear. But you're probably fighting a no-winning battle. But just a tip here is that if you look down in here, like this dark brown area right there, that's where I put some grout to cover, basically some issues that I had. So, thing you need to watch for when you put foreign objects into resin is that the foreign object doesn't stick up higher than the resin in the end. And that I believe I found one spot down through here that grout kind of found its way into a clump, and I can kind of see it protruding from the surface, which you can see it right there. So that's going to be something I'm going to have to deal with, if I deal with anything. But it all looks pretty good. And as you can see, I've embedded a penny in here, right over a torched area I did with my torch. Actually embedded 3 pennies. And each one of them are a symbol for something. Dad's birthday, Mom's birthday, and then their son's birthday. And that's just something I added in there extra. And then if you look, this light board, which is a pine, it's actually a yellow pine, it is sunk down about close to a 1/4 inch lower than the rest, and I did that on purpose. So here we are, a couple hours into the pour, and this is what you should expect. To cover this surface evenly, I used 1 liter of hardener, 1 liter of epoxy. Of resin. Mixing cups are essential in ensuring that your 1-to-1 ratio is met. I prefer a 1-to-1 over a 2-to-1, because I've just not had great luck with the 2-to-1. I felt that the one I used just wasn't clear enough. This epoxy's really turned out pretty well. I've used it in quite a lot of projects. I'm very happy with the manufacturer. And as you can see, there's an air bubble right there. Okay? And you can just get that from all the different lights. So, basically, I just hit it with my torch, stand back, and torch it a little bit. And that's it. And then, if you're doing epoxy, you're going to need a heat lamp. Unless you have your heat at 77 degrees in your house or in your shop. Because that's what it takes to cure. And if you don't have the right temperature, you can run into some issues. I know I have. So, heat lamps, I believe, are essential in dealing with this type of product. Unless it's the middle of summer in the area, or the area you live in, 77, with little humidity. Right there, I just pulled a hair out of there. Pulling that hair out of there allows the surface to be completely smooth. And as you can see, it's still liquid. I believe this, although I haven't really for sure tested it, I believe this particular epoxy takes about 4 hours to harden. But that's a tip for you, and just to kind of show you what it looks like after a few hours, or a couple hours. Keep on saying a few, I apologize. You should definitely have a smooth surface by that time, and be looking at what your final grade's going to look like. So, again, if I've helped you out in any way possible, please feel free to subscribe and like my video. Both of those actions really help the entire YouTube nation. Appreciate everything. See you again.